Yeah, this is a Virgo or a Capricorn. But someone.
Yo, what's up? It's the Talkwood podcast with Yoshino Bento and
Mary Jane.
And y'all know what's going on. We're about to talk about a heavy topic. So shout out to all my conspiracy theorists that are watching right now. This one's for you. Alright. So I was on Instagram and I saw a video of one of my favorite comedians, Cat Williams. And he was freestyling. He was doing like a little spoken word, John. But in the midst of his spoken word, John, it switched to another clip of him. He's talking about how these labels and people in the industry and entertainment are killing their artists to make a greater profit in the long run. Now, when I say this, let me light the blunt. Shout out to all cars that still have car lighters. So basically, the simplest way to say it is sacrificial. There are sacrificial things happening in these labels to where the label is still making profit off of the artist.
In business, nothing is coincidental, or you would be hearing who's losing money. In all of these situations, it's only the artist that's losing. Somebody makes big money. When these rappers get killed, not incidental. Somebody made $100 million and now don't have to talk to that artist.
For example, X, his death. Yeah, he was making a lot of money while he was alive. But if you really look at X's life, it didn't really look like he had the money his image portrayed in the real, just in the real. And when he passed,
he was still on the come up too.
Right. Yeah. Still on the come up. It'd be artists that are still on the come up. Yeah, they've been kind of relevant for a certain amount of time, but they still are on the come up. Like X, still on the come up. I still don't feel like he got what he wanted while he was here out of his music.
Okay.
Yeah, I was fucking weird.
But you
bro.
weren't into rap. You were just into
I was,
sort of like screamo
that's
bands?
That's where
into both.
That's where the versatility comes.
And it's like when he passed, he got everything I believe as an artist he would want. He was number one. Album sales, all that.
Everybody was really like people knew who X was, but I feel like that level of fame and the recognition that he really truly wanted, it did come after his death. Right. Which is sometimes that happens a lot to artists. Like, I don't know, it goes to that point, do they feel like the artist is more valuable when they are dead, or are they more valuable when they are alive? I would say the artist is more valuable when they're here because, they keep going.
Right? But what I'm thinking about it as, maybe they do it not only to make profit, but also to cut down on the living expenses that it would take to take care of that artist. Like, okay, you already made the music we need you to make. And we know that the music that you make here could get us a good profit. So why pay for your hotel rooms, pay for your tour trips, pay for you to be comfortable? Why? Because when the main motto in Hollywood is bring them in a limo and they leave in a cab.
It kind of makes me think about that episode of Black Mirror with Miley Cyrus when she was the artist and she got sick or hurt or whatever was going on in that situation. Right. And they was finna create like an AI version of her.
She got into an accident.
Yeah, she got into the accident. I think she was in a coma.
Yeah.
And they were finna create the AI version of her. Because now the way she made her music was made through her dreams. So they were siphoning her dreams and her thoughts while she was in a coma, and they was literally using that to create the artist. Right. So it's like they didn't really need her anymore. They kind of did, but they didn't need her anymore.
And they made a hologram.
That was going to perform
every show, every tour, and it was, at the same time.
And it was just like, to hell if she was okay, they were still thinking about the money.
Because like her character in there was kind of the typical prima donna artist. I'm in a position, I made it here, I have a right to myself. She had a certain pride to herself. And you got to think about it, the label doesn't want you personally. They don't want to be your friend, they don't want to be your family. they want
your transaction.
Right, your transaction. They want the emotion that you can put on TV and keep it as tamed as possible. How angry can you get before you jump off this cliff? And when you have an artist that's really in tune with their emotions or just emotional in general, I believe that the label does not want to put up with that. And that's where we get what we call it a sacrifice, and it is a sacrifice because think about it, some labels even have insurance policy on their artists.
Which is weird.
Why? It's not really weird. But why do you think it's weird before I say why?
I feel like, why do anybody other than my family?
I just signed a trap artist. This trap artist is saying this. He's doing this. He's not telling me that he's gonna stop to pursue this music. Now I haven't seen real people that just be like, fuck this street shit, I'm in this music.
So basically
shit.
They're taking out the insurance policy.
But you're gonna get yourself killed anyway. But if you are as loved as you say in your hood, what is it for me to go find somebody in your hood that don't want to take you off? You see what I'm saying? Put somebody else in that position to take the charge, and it's not even connected to us. Is all I'm saying. And then I bring that to say this, like sometimes I feel like people put too much on the label that they signed to or being signed to a label in general when you could do it yourself and you could work your way around getting a deal and make yourself a deal and actually be able to propose it without withholding that image of this music is something that make people think I'm about to end my life fast, and they can take insurance policy out on me and make profit on me after my death.
He's gonna kick you out, bro. He gonna think you don't have a source of income if you don't got no V loan.
Like, where's the money?
Where's the money? You don't have.
Sometimes listening to certain artists' music, the songs within themselves already be sounding kind of sacrificial.
Right.
If you think about music or think about songs right before artists like passed away, some of them were already kind of like talking about their death, or so it's like
Biggie and Tupac.
My thing is like, if we're gonna let's just pin it to like a label. Let's just say the label is listening to that shit and they like, well, we're gonna keep this narrative going. At some point.
Right, but they keep that narrative going. They put you in that realm. They take you to different cities, make you link up with different hoods, make you be cool with different people that you really don't know. You leave this place, you go back to your hometown. You've been hanging with all these people, and you don't know how the people at your hometown feel about these people because the internet is everywhere. There's opinions about everybody everywhere that you can listen to.
And as you get bigger, you're gonna get more envy. You're gonna get more jealousy because that's just what comes with that territory. So you're getting to that point to where it's like,
right, that's a fact. It's upping the narrative that not being liked is something to covet. Like having as many ops as you can is the goal.
And you know what comes with ops.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like at the end, it seems like you're pursuing death, and yeah, you can say the label's sacrificing you, and maybe they are putting something in place to have you in a bad position, or to get you that money shot, or to get you that viral clip, and maybe that goes wrong, and you don't react how the label expects you to react on the token of your music, and you do lose your life, or you are just randomly buying cookies and you lose your life because who's to say anybody to kill him? Who's to say somebody wasn't watching his movements through the whole day? Like,
how you know people ain't hired? Like, I mean, it's a lot of elements to that. Like, I mean, people can do it for, like, this world is ruled by finances, money. I feel like, yeah, you might have an op that just want to just take you out, but the way a lot of shit move now, people getting paid. Right. I feel like
nobody's doing nothing
for free. Somebody, it's like, even let's just say, for instance, even if it is just like a setup or whatever, niggas, it's like they'll still they're gonna still hit a lick. They're gonna still hit something.
We fuck with them tough, man. That's the only reason, man. Wait, ain't no nice little shit going on.
Yeah, man. We asked for 50, we let youngster bring her 10, nigga. You still come get it, nigga. Yeah, what it is. We want that paperweight ass train, you know what it is.
It's gotta be a monetary gain from behind that.
Yeah, right. And that's what I'm saying. Even when you die on the label, they're still making money.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's money. At the end of the day, it's also entertainment. people play off the emotion that you give them.
Like for artists to still be able to like drop. Like, let's look at someone like Aaliyah. Aaliyah died a long time ago, but I have still heard like Aaliyah songs and people having Aaliyah features, and I'm like,
right.
It's just a lot of music, you know.
There's a lot of sound, and it's out there, and it's here to be sold because somebody owns those masters and they can put a price on it. Somebody owns somebody, and you gotta watch it because everybody's life seems exciting. They be in a position that everybody thinks they want to be in, especially when they do music and entertainment. But you gotta watch that because they'll put the B-roll in front of you. They'll put a robber in front of you, and you wouldn't even know where he came from. You'll think it's a random event, and they're doing that for you to have something to talk about. Talking about nothing. You're talking about all this in your music, but you ain't doing nothing. Artists are having to be active so much because I feel like the game is changing to where entertainment is becoming entertainment again. And if the trap isn't that entertaining for you to where you want to die, then I'll just be assuming that you shouldn't participate in it because there's a lot of death happening right now. And it's happening to everybody, but right now it's prominent in our music. Right, it's prominent in our music. It's either death or jail, and I'm really tired of that narrative for us in general.
You be like, I feel like people look at rap music and don't look at how deep it can really go. Like, it's not just trap music, and I feel like
it's people's pain. It's not just trap music. It's people putting their pain in the studio, and they're really going through this. They're really outside doing this. The label exploits it, doesn't protect them, doesn't give them the people they need around them.
Because they really be wanting out.
Right.
Most people do be like...
Or wanting out. Like, they look at music as a way to get out, and it seems like music is the way to stay in now.
Which is weird. It's just almost like... Sometimes you can look at certain labels and you be like, it's almost...
What's the narrative?
Yeah.
What are we really talking about? What are we really talking about?
Like, it do be feeling like certain gang affiliated shit. You be like, you be like, you can't get out. So it's like labels sometimes can feel like that.
And they tell you gotta make all these songs and do all this, like how Youngboy was saying, that he's getting out of his deal with dropping his last album and going to a 60 million.
Understanding that Youngboy is leaving the label. He is leaving.
And I appreciate that. And Kodak Black's talked about doing all his work for his label, giving him his last album, and finding him a new deal.
Me and Jet doing. You heard, man? So yeah, I see Jet talking about some 60 million. So I need my 60.
That's cool.
Because I feel like people are getting smarter now. Like, I'm glad that maybe artists are starting to educate themselves more on like their work. And somebody probably will give you more. You don't have to put everybody with as much. Because sometimes I will see artists look like, when you really hear the story after they can probably finally talk about it, they've been overexerted themselves and not really got exactly what they should have gotten.
They put in all that work.
Like, just in the beginning, just looking at certain aspects of how you could say with Meg Thee Stallion, like, I feel like if you feel like you're going to get a better opportunity somewhere,
right,
you could take that if you know your worth.
Right.
But I always will say this though, not all money is good money. So you have to make sure like,
quick money ain't nothing but the devil and some poons.
You be like, make sure you pay attention to the deals. You be like, you don't always have to take the first one.
You don't. You do not have to take the first deal, and you don't have to exploit yourself, and you don't have to let them play on your pain.
Yeah.
That's all we're saying. So, hope you enjoyed this. This has been the Talkwood podcast with Yoshino Bento
and Mary Jane.
I ain't used